Alright, what is up everyone? We are here on Easter, gonna be playing some Rabi-Ribi. We were originally going to have a race between Craze and Flu, but one of the runners might not have shown up. But we still have Craze here. We're gonna be watching him play some. I am Mikon. Craze is, I think he's from Taiwan. I think he's Taiwanese. If that's wrong, please correct me. But he's recruited me to do commentary for him during his egg hunt here. And I have no idea when we're starting. It should be any time. So, for those unfamiliar, I'll go into what's all randomized in this, but I think I should probably go into what the base game is like, considering our goal here is not quite your typical beat the game goal that a lot of randomizers get. In the base game, you're supposed to it's a Metroidvania style game. You're running around picking up power-ups and stat bonuses and things like that to open up new areas and go about your business. You fight bosses, which are called town members in this game. So you recruit the town members to town. The story goes that you recruit 10 town members to access the end of the game. Well, we're not going to be doing much of that. There are bonuses, little bonus items in the game called Easter eggs. There are, there's at least 50 of them in the base game. There's like 60 or 70 now, but the Easter egg locations have also been shuffled among the actual item locations as well. So we're going to have almost twice as many locations as a normal game to check. And all but 5 of the Easter eggs have been removed. So we're going to be looking for those 5 eggs, and that is the Easter egg hunt. So, as for what's actually randomized among, including the items and stuff, we're going to be also randomizing the transitions between areas. So, if you're familiar with the game, there's the starting forest that you start in, and then like the Spectral Cave is below it, and then Night Forest is above it. Well, those major areas will still be the same, but the transitions between other areas will all be completely different. And also the backgrounds are going to be shuffled as well, so some tile sets might also be really weird, so you might see some very strange interactions between some backgrounds and some tiles. It might look fairly silly. The bosses are not shuffled, so the bosses will be in their normal locations. And we may very well have to recruit, I think 4 might be the minimum in order to unlock specific areas, but in general, we'll trying to avoid them as much as possible. Because I think 2 opens up one area, and then having 4 opens up another area, which, can have items, of course. Since everything, including your typical main attacking weapon in this game, the hammer, since that is also shuffled into the pool, we don't start with the hammer. However, we do start with Ribbon. Ribbon you would typically get very shortly into the game, and she kind of acts as your ranged attack. But for randomizer's sake, instead of just starting with the hammer, which actually really aids in unlocking specific locations, we just start with Ribbon instead. And we also start with, I think it's 30 attack ups, which makes it not nearly as painful to fight enemies and bosses. You can actually beat this game collecting 0 items in the base game, which is another reason we use eggs as our typical goal rather than beating the game, because you don't actually have to pick up any items to beat the game. But starting with Ribbon, we have access. It becomes much more about exploration than it does boss fighting. It's how we typically gauge that here. So you'll see, here's the Ribbon boss where you would typically recruit Ribbon, and since we have 30 attack up, she just dies fairly instantly. But you'll be seeing Craze poke his head into a lot of rooms and immediately leaving. That's either because the item wasn't, not worthwhile to pick up, or if an egg got shuffled into that location and the egg was removed, you would just see nothing, rather than getting like an item feedback like, oh, there's a mana up over, I don't need to get that. Well, sometimes it's just actually nothing. Yeah, a lot of the boss fights aren't going to actually be that hard, so if you're looking for tough boss fights that you might see from a typical Rabi run, this is... you're not going to be seeing them here. This is mostly about item exploration. You do want to try to avoid picking up... well, I guess we're playing on the alternative mode, where enemies actually get stat buffs and stuff based on your story progress, say. So... some bosses later on, if we happen to run into them, might take slightly longer, but it's not going to be enough to like really matter. Yeah, health ups are a couple health ups are definitely really important to get, because if you're in this low item percent state, even though we're doing a ton of damage relative to enemies' health, they can still chunk us pretty hard if you're stuck at 50 health for the game. Oh yeah, and definitely spikes too, they're pretty dangerous. So a couple things are consistent still. There are a couple points in the story of the game where you're automatically warped to different locations, and we just crossed one of them right there. When you're leaving Starting Forest for the first time, you kind of get... oh, Carrot Shooter is an awesome pickup this early on, wow. Craziest thing right there. Ooh, what do I do with this right away? That's a great early find. Some of the story warps are all the same. Like, there's a warp right there that takes you to the beach area, which we tick. Typically, in the Starting Forest, you would go left at the start of the game, and you could just walk to beach, but since that transition is randomized, we have to take this warp from the story event trigger, and you can actually re-trigger that warp if you need to take this again to prevent soft locks or things like that. So the Carrot Shooter, I guess I should talk first about the Carrot Bombs. The Carrot Bombs are an item that let you... they're like the Morph Ball bombs in Metroid games. They help you blow open passages and stuff. Well, the Carrot Shooter is a Ribbon version of that. You can have Ribbon shoot her charge shots, and those actually act as Carrot Bombs. So instead of actually having Carrot Bombs we can drop everywhere, we actually just have Ribbon shoot charge shots and blow open things for us. It has a couple different properties to it, like when Ribbon... oh, hey, look, there's one of our 5 Easter eggs already. Nice. So, Ribbon's charge shot has to hit an enemy before it lays a bomb on the ground. So if there's no enemies on the screen, you have to use your boost. Your boost is indicated by the red flashing bar above Ribbon's head, and it's going to take half of that bar to kind of... she's going to float up in the air a bit and drop some bombs beneath her. That's really the only way you can do it if there's no enemies in the room. That's different than the normal Carrot Bombs because since Ribbon floats up slightly, there's some room layouts where... wow, that was a great launch there. There's some room layouts where you actually have to have Carrot Bombs. It won't work with the Carrot Shooter. A little bit on the difficulty here, because Kracius kind of did a funky little skip there. I think he's actually playing on the very hard difficulty setting. Or maybe it's... I don't know, there's like a hard and a very hard. That's 2 different settings we have. I think hard is the game knowledge. So, like, what specific glitches and stuff you'll have to know. Oh, the beach leads to the top of the graveyard bridge here, so we're gonna have a nice free warp over here at Graveyard. What was I talking about? I was talking about something. I get distracted really easy talking about this game. It's really great. Yeah, there's a lot of auto saves and reloading to get your boost back and stuff. I don't remember, so we're gonna see him lure this enemy over here so we can use the Carrot Bomb to blow up in this spot. Oh, the block you want to break is in the bottom left of this, so if the bomb happens to not break that, that's kind of annoying. Yeah, you might see Craze go slightly out of his way to tag autosaves, like just slightly out of reach of, you know, normal pathing. It's just the mana up where I will get out of here. There's going to be a lot of resetting, actually, too. All the warp points will be autosaves. So you might see him tag this. He's going to walk over here. He's going to get the item out of this little hole here, and then he'll probably just reset if it's nothing he wants. Yeah, he's going to pause, reset, and now he's just right back over here at the warp, and he has his boost back. Some of the things that you might take for granted in Randomizer, because all the screen transitions are randomized, our access to town may be severely limited. Town is where the shop is, and it's where a bunch of chapter changes happen, and we might need those chapter changes to get to later areas to find more stuff. But your access to town might be really far out of the way, so here's hoping we can actually find it in a decent amount of time. It's possible that I've seen it before where town is just completely inaccessible. You're not guaranteed to be able to access every item in a specific seed. You're just guaranteed to be able to access all 5 eggs wherever they end up, you know, laying. Another thing I wanted... Oh gosh, there's the Cyberflyer. Don't pick that up. Another thing I wanted to talk about is the constraint randomizer. So we actually have randomized constraints. One of them being right there, those ice blocks. There's normally no blocks there in the main game. So we've added constraints to specific locations to actually make some items much more useful than they otherwise would have been. Like those ice blocks will require the fire orb to get into. And typically in the base game, there are very few locations that are actually blocked by the fire orb. Well, suddenly it can be a pretty great item to have because it's going to unlock, you know, even more items or area transitions completely. And there's some pretty wacky layouts that you can have that just require a very specific item set to get through that you otherwise wouldn't think that, oh, well, I need this. You do see Craze hopping up and down a lot. That's not just because you're playing as a bunny, and that's, you know, typically how they would move. Some of the fast forms of movement in this game are locked behind really great items. Like if we find Slide, which is, I guess you could equate it to like a morph ball to get into small passages, that's going to increase your movement speed by quite a bit. And then if we happen to find both the hammer and the air dash item, those are also really great. Of course, we'll also need town access for those to be able to upgrade it to an actually speedy option. Typically, you might not get a fast air dash in a randomizer seed. You're probably going to be limited to Slide and air jump. Hopefully we'll be able to find air jump. But Craze is using that autosave up in that previous room nicely to get his boost back, so he can quickly check all these spots without having to wait to lure enemies over to use the carrot shooter on them. So he's going to be resetting quite a bit here. We're going to be falling down here. That was just an attack up, right? That almost looked like the fire orb for a moment. He's going back for it. He might have thought the same thing. Oh no, he's going way over here. Okay. This is like one of the most out of the way items that you can possibly get in Randomizer. It is so far out of the way, and there's an autosave trigger over here, so you can't just reload to get back. It's fairly annoying. Some really kind of difficult platforming not to fall off these, and it has these annoying fire guys that'll shoot you off, and there's a big pit of spikes below. But that wasn't too bad. Got right over here. Yeah, the unfortunate part is that he's gonna have to walk back out of here as well. Yeah, that's not worth it. He's gonna try to reload, but... Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. That one actually wasn't that far. Never mind. I was thinking of a different place. So we're gonna get out of here, and then that's actually... That's a really bad check, so that's out of the way already. Since we're using Carrot Shooter as our main form of, like, blowing open things, finding the charge ring would actually be pretty nice. The charge ring upgrades the carrot shooter to where it drops 3 bombs on the ground when hitting an enemy. And I think that can actually be required, maybe. No, I guess you can just use boost in most of those cases. It is really convenient though, because it greatly increases the range. You don't have to be so precise where the enemy's location is when hitting it. Typically there would be a boss here, but considering our current story progress, she is not, so we don't have to fight her quite yet. The manual saves, you're going to make pretty good use of the manual saves as well. You can go back to manual saves anytime, rather than just relying on autosaves to reload. So if there's... He's only coming to get this one item over here because there's actually a screen transition over here that he can't access yet without any additional way of gaining height. Which kind of stinks. Nope, nothing down there. Wait. Oh wait, no, the soul heart was over there. I could barely see it on this background, dude. And there's one more item right underneath that flower at the very bottom. There's an item. I think he's probably just gonna... Oh no, he'll wait for the bunny to bomb it. Oh, no. Yeah, he's gonna come over here, but without any additional way of gaining height, I don't know if he'll be able to do this. There's a constraint that can possibly show up over here to make it so you can't get up here. And looks like we've got it. Wait, he can't actually make this, can he? Oh, he's gonna damage boost. He's gonna try to damage boost off this. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I remember I was talking about the difficulty and stuff earlier. Oh wow, that actually didn't take very long at all. So the... Oh gosh, he walked underwater. You'd think the volcano would be flooded, but nope. This is back at beach, so this actually isn't really anything too new, though it does give him access to these 2 items that he doesn't actually have access to otherwise. Or well, no, he has carrot shooter, so he actually might have access to this. Depending on if the bomb wall to get down here is actually a bomb wall. And just some health ups. Right, I was talking about the constraint randomizer earlier. Or I'm sorry, the difficulty. So we have some preset definitions of game knowledge, of like glitches and stuff. Like what can I be expected to know in order to solve this? And then the actual difficulty of performing those tricks. Yeah, there was no reason to fight that boss over there. She doesn't really unlock anything. So I think... Let's see if I can find this. Oh man. The C section can be pretty rough. Those fishes kind of stink. Okay, so he's using the... I think he's using the advanced knowledge set. Which is pretty up to date with specific strats and stuff that you would need to know in order to finish, such as like specific hammer roll zips or just normal corner zips that we can do once we find the slide, and maybe some bouncing off enemies with whirl, which is actually really fun. I hope we get to see some of that. And then his difficulty, I believe, is on very hard, which isn't the hardest, but it's also can be pretty nuts. I think that damage boost he did earlier might have actually been in logic, considering the settings he has on. He doesn't have a jump boost, but you can actually just barely get up here to see what this item is. Oh, that's the book. He might actually want that, considering you can actually get this. It is an extremely tight wall jump you can do here, but you can actually get this item from below. The Book of Care... Oh, he gives up. What that thing would do, that item would slowly increase his boost meter over time, so he wouldn't have to... Normally, your boost meter only charges whenever you hit enemies with ribbon shots, but that item lets it generate it by itself over time, which would be pretty useful considering we're using just carrot shooter. But doesn't want to spend too much time trying to get it, I guess. trying to think about where he wants to go. I think there's a couple... Oh, he didn't check the item right past the pyramid, actually, did he? The little health up in the hole over here? I don't think he actually checked this item. Because he went down to the pyramid, and then he didn't go past Asteroid coming from the left side. Oh, well, it's nothing. But there is actually a screen transition over here that hopefully he can get through. I know this is a common spot where sometimes there would just be an ice wall. And there is, indeed, an ice wall. So we're not going that way yet. He's gonna have to climb a little bit further up Icy Summit here. Gonna have to go over to Nieve's boss area. I'm sorry, Nixie's boss area, though Nixie won't be there quite yet. And in fact, there's also a fight against Shadow Rita up here, which he's not gonna have to do because she just doesn't appear in Chapter 0. Since we're still in Chapter 0, you don't actually get into Chapter 1 until you reach town, and we don't know where town is yet. So there's actually just a couple flags that completely are not active. There's a couple boss fights, I think, like the chocolate boss fight just won't trigger at all if you're in Chapter 0. Yeah, the constraint randomizer really upped the usage of Fire Orb. I really like how a lot of kind of useless items are suddenly useful again. Hey, there's speed boost, so this is going to give him a very slight increase to movement speed. You can actually get a pretty substantial increase to movement speed once you upgrade it at the store in town, but of course that requires getting to the store in town. Hey, there we go, there's our book. So even if we actually reach town, there might be another constraint in front of the shop that we actually can't access it yet. Alright, so here's Rita. Rita's gonna go down pretty quick. So I guess, in addition to, typically you'd start this game, you would have your hammer and you'd have ribbon, and as you use them to hit enemies, you kind of level them up and gain some basic things with them, like your hammer attack speed or ribbon charges faster. You can actually level up your carrot bombs as well, and they causes them to explode faster after you drop them on the ground. And while marginally useful, you can actually get those carrot bomb levels with the ribbon shot explosion. So I think that's what he was doing there. He's swapping to ribbon so that they would explode and maybe level up. So he's going to go over here to the Sky Island town. So Sky Island town doesn't actually have a whole lot we can do without a way to get into Upper Sky Island, but there's actually... Wait, I say that, but how many items can he actually get over here? It's actually 3, isn't it? I think we can get 3 items. He's going to have to use his donut, but he doesn't have a donut because he hasn't been to town yet. So this might be a little after Kotri here. Kotri, this boss fight's a pain in the butt. Even in Randomizer, when you have 30 attack ups, she can still take a while, and her hitbox while she's floating is all sorts of wonky. But he's gonna come over here. I think there's 3 items he can grab over here, and there is a save point over here, so he'll be able to get all 3 of them in this one trip, but he might have to check one, reload, so he can get his boost back. Check the second one, reload. It's gonna be a little annoying to check them all, but we're getting a little low on available spots, I believe. We need to find something to get elsewhere that unlocks new, like, area transitions. Now he's gonna take a peek at this. This is the typical air dash location. You can see that item, but you can't get it without both bombs and slide. So we're just gonna take a peek at it and see if we need to come back later. Nope, just the man up on that one, so reload and make this run again. Yeah, the background transition is really funny in some areas. My favorite is whenever you get, like, the volcano background, so you just have lava rising in the background in some areas. Like, that can be really funny if you're in town or in, like, Aurora Palace. Yo, there's the hammer, alright. He's gonna reload anyway. He's gonna check the other item too. Alright, so hammer is... You thought ribbon dealt with enemies quick. Well, now we have the hammer, and that's going to really deal some damage. A hammer is going to unlock one... is it just one area transition right now, I think? The lower right screen transition of Starting Forest is a semi-solid platform you have to fall through. And the I love that pause after that fall right there. He knew. He was like, ah, crap, I just missed that. The down drill attack with the hammer actually lets you clip through semi-solid platforms, so having the hammer here is going to be great, in addition to destroying enemies. He's going to have to level it up a bit, so you're probably going to see him run around just whacking enemies. He's got to level up the hammer a bit to get that down drill ability, and it won't take too terribly long. But that's going to be about it, I think. He's going to have to get that down drill to get down there. And that's what he's going to have to do right now. Unless I've also just completely missed like a separate transition or something. Yeah, the house pop-in. I'm sorry, the house pop-in in Sky Island Town is way too funny. I think that's been in the game for a long time. It's way too funny not to fix, I guess. I don't know. Why? Oh, he's gonna fight. Okay, this is how he's gonna level up his hammer. He's gonna beat up the enemies right here. This is a great spot to do that. Wow, I didn't think about that. Can he actually fight Kotri 3 even without Kotri 1 defeated? Typically, there's 3 Kotri fights. There's the green one in Rabi Park, which in the base game you would get right after town access. But we haven't been there yet. Thankfully, Kotri 2 is always there, but Kotri 3 I think only appears after you beat the second one, which we have done. So if you wanted to get a third town member right away, by all means. But yeah, he's just beating up enemies here to level up his hammer so he can get that down drill ability. I think he's... oh, there we go. I think he's realized it too, that this has to be what I have to do right now. Oh, but he's coming to here first. Okay. I think there is at least one spot he did not end up checking. I think that was in the dark room down here. He didn't check the dark room. Which I guess he could have done. Oh, no, because it was ice. Ah, that's right. Okay, so he can... yeah, he can just semi-solid clip through here. No need to find the fire orb. Check this one. It's gonna have to go through this dark room, but picking up all those health ups, you shouldn't have any issue just tanking through it. Well, that figures. But that's fine. Was that actually the last spot? No, the Chaos Rod location in the pyramid is still... I think that's the last spot in the pyramid he still needs to check. Alright, heading right to the semi-solid platform over here, and this should unlock the rest of the seed. Because everything left of here has just kind of looped around itself. We saw a lot of transitions in beach lead to beach, and it's just kind of silly here. Alright, here's Rabi Park. Great. So we can go fight Green Kotri if we want to. Just below here. We can go up to Sky Bridge if we wanted to. Well, provided there's not a wall in the way. In fact, there might be a wall over here too. The infamous giant ice wall. Yeah, I'm the same way. When doing semi-solid clips, I need to use the pause menu to buffer them, but Craze just kind of nails them. No giant ice wall today. It's one of my favorite constraints. You can just have a floor-to-roof wall of ice right there. But we'll see. Does this actually take us to town today? Oh, wow! No, it doesn't! It skips town and goes right to the other side of town, so we're in Ravine now. Oh gosh! We're in a ravine with the Evernight Peak background. So the Evernight Peak background has the side effect of causing all the everything to be this. So we actually have a option in the randomizer to disable difficult backgrounds. So you don't have to do this always. Like, this isn't always like going to be a possibility, but I guess they're enabled. So if this does happen to you, I hope you really know where your platforms are. What is that? Is that spike barrier? Nice, so that's gonna lower damage from spikes a little bit. There's actually surprisingly few useful items in Rabi. A lot of them are just some quality of life, minor things, or a lot of stat ups like health, mana, which lets Ribbon use her charge shot more often, or like pack ups to let you equip more badges, which we haven't actually gone over yet at all because I don't think we've picked up any badges. I don't think there's anything behind the potato. Yeah, he's okay. So you'll actually probably see them actually pick up and keep surprisingly few items. There's a jump right there, it's kind of hard to see. Now, we did see the charge ring below. That's what that shiny is in the bottom right. The charge ring is down there. He can actually grab that. Not from where he currently is, though. He made a jump a little bit too big to grab that. Charge ring would be pretty alright, considering we're using the carrot shooter as our form of bombs right now. I love the fake ears from those enemies glowing. It's so funny. Oh god, this part. Oh, okay, he can... There's a platform right below this he landed on. There's an item to the right in a hole. And there was an item above, which I guess he just... Oh yeah, because you can see the item above, so he just reset. He's thinking about grabbing the charge ring. Nah, he's gonna skip it, looks like. Because you have to fall into that area from above, but it looks like he's just gonna skip it. And there is an area transition over here. This typically leads to beach. Oh gosh. Oh, but it leads to a bad side of park here. Not park, I'm sorry. Where is this? This is the Golden River Bank. Yeah, there's a wall over here. You actually can't get through here. There is a bomb wall up here. He can go down. Oh, but he misses that one, so he's gonna get another enemy. There's actually another bomb spot directly below that screen. Without any way of regenerating boost, I don't think he's gonna be able to get to... There's two items down that hole, and without a way to regenerate his boost, I don't think he's gonna be able to get the further one. He can only get the closer one by shooting two bombs down there. That's not gonna go. Oh no. These little idiots. Oh, there goes one. Okay, that'll work. Yeah, there we go. Oh, but he's just gonna go through. Okay, this makes more sense. He's gonna skip those two items down there and just use that as a way of getting to the main area of Riverbank. Here's the plus necklace. That's kind of meh. The plus necklace is actually pretty welcome if you don't have the hammer, in my opinion, but because we do have the hammer... Oh, there's some one-way blocks, so the only way through those is from falling from above. So we're not going that way, not with our current items anyway. So we're just gonna tag the warp so we can warp back here, and then if he wants to, he can actually just go right back down to where he was, but just gonna continue on and hit another area transition, see if we can find town. No, this is actually... Wait, this is Evernight, isn't it? This is Evernight Peak. You can't tell. Evernight Peak, if you played this game before, you know how like dark and blue this area is, but without the Evernight like tile set background applied to it, it actually looks just like Riverbank. Yeah, we're in Everyday Peak. Oh, is that Roll or is that Whirl? I think that's Whirl. That's Roll. Never mind. So Hammer Roll is a funny item in Randomizer. It lets you zip very easily, so it can act as a substitute for Slide in specific circumstances. Unfortunately, you also need to have Hammer Roll level 3. It's either 2 or 3. You have to have a leveled up Hammer Roll, which you can only do by accessing town and having access to Chapter 2. And you also need Whirl, so you can actually use it. So we're actually a pretty long way off of actually having any use out of that, but might be required. Who knows? So you might as well grab it and keep it for now. Here's the auto earrings. Right next to the plus necklace. That's actually pretty funny that they're right next to each other. But don't need them. Here's the Chaos Rod. That's actually not bad for attacking. It's not gonna unlock any items, but it's marginally useful for attacking with Ribbon. We'll see if he tries to switch to it and use it. You can just see it has a very large area of effect, so it actually, with 30 attack ups, clears the screen fairly quickly of enemies. I don't know what that boost was for. That might have been a mistake. Yo, we found the strange box. Oh, but he's not gonna keep it. Strange box is the item finder item. Not that useful in Randomizer. Though I guess it could be very weirdly useful in circumstances, since the items are shuffled and the eggs are removed. If like you're expecting an item finder signal at a specific spot and it's not showing it, maybe that's useful to let you know that there's not an item there. But no, he's just gonna it's not useful actually. You can get a small look at the item that's up there. That's the attack trade location up there, but it didn't seem like there was anything there. Oh, I see. He was planning on resetting anyway, so he just uses the boost to move a little faster, because using a boost does actually increase your move speed very slightly. Okay, that makes sense. Right here, you actually get all of your boost back. This is the sandbag minigame, that screen right there. You can actually use it as a DPS test. You can go in there and try out different combos and stuff to test your damage, but hitting it actually immediately refills all of your boost. So it's pretty useful in that regard. In Randomizer, you can just go in there and shoot it. Looks like he is going to come down here to the PRC base. There's 2 items in there. He has bombs. Ooh, there's the amulet. So the amulet is a funny item. I guess I could go over what it does. I was going to go over what it does when we actually got it. He can't actually get that right now, can he? He needs speed boost level 2, yeah. He has speed boost 1 from the item. So he either needs access to the shop to upgrade that, or access to buying a buff in town, neither of which we have. So he actually can't get that. You actually get the amulet for free once you reach Chapter 2. So there's really no... I think it can be required to actually need to find the amulet item instead of getting it for free. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure that's possible. So a PRC base here, it only has 2 items. You would typically take this route in a casual playthrough to get to the high jump. And checking both spots, he's just going to reload back to the sandbag minigame because he did a manual save here earlier. Pick up Explode Shot. Explode Shot is actually a pretty strong magic attack, but we're not going to be using it all that much. I say as he immediately swaps to it to use it. But it's not going to be useful for unlocking any items. The sand in normal play, the sand. Oh god, Skybridge is on fire. It can be useful as a DPS test if you want to test like some specific badge setups, or just like attack combos and stuff like that. Other than that, I think there's an achievement for getting a specific, like, is that the? What orb is that? That's an orb, isn't it? My color was off a little bit. I couldn't actually tell. Was that the nature orb? Okay, never mind. The nature orb doesn't do anything. That's Whirl. Alright. Okay. So now we have Roll. And we're not going to be able to zip with it until we get to town to upgrade it. But having Whirl alone is great. It lets you do that. It's a mid-air attack. It lets you just spin in the air. But it also has a very fun property of making you bounce off enemies. Boink, like that. So you saw him doing this earlier. He jumps and he inputs down and jump right there. You see him hopping around. So we call that a quick drop. It lets you descend very rapidly in the air. If you do a quick drop... Oh no, this is unfortunate. That's an unfortunate screen to find. You can't get over there. Oh, he's gonna... If you stand in a very specific spot here, you can use a boost to blow open an item in Vanilla's boss room. Yo, it's the Rabi Slippers. Okay, so that's the high jump item. He can't get that yet because he doesn't have slide, but it is good to know where it is. Okay, I keep getting distracted by other things. Jeez, bunnies are complicated, man. Hey, here's the left side of what's this play called? Azure Snowland? Here's the left side of Snowland. You would need slide to get over here normally, but hey, we can just walk right over here. There's no block in the way of getting to Aurora Palace. So that's nice, we can just very easily tag this warp. Oh yeah, I was talking about Whirl. So Whirl lets you, if you quick drop and you use Whirl, you will go flying up in the air, and I think actually in Riverbank, he can use that right now to gain access to the upper part of Riverbank. But we're gonna... Is that the water orb? Nice. Alright, so the water orb actually gives you free movement in water and is really great because you don't want to go into the water. There's a water area called Aquarium, and you don't want to go there without the water orb because it's such a pain in the butt to move around in that area without it. And so lucky that we found it before actually getting there. Yeah, he might be... the aquarium is actually just outside of this area, so if he wanted to, he could go there immediately after. He can use Whirl off these bunnies. Boing, to hop right up here. It's a dark room, but it's a very small dark room. You can just walk right over here and just then attack up. There is a light orb that removes the darkness, but who knows if we'll actually find it. And depending on where it is, we might not actually keep it at all. There's a lot of slightly useful items that are just not worth taking the time to go get because you would also have to backtrack with them, say, and get out of the area you're in, and it's just not... I mean, good quality of life, but it's not enough, you know, to do that. What is he doing? Oh, he's trying to semi-solid clip through here. There's a spring right below here. You can just go around, but you can also just do that, I guess. Yeah, he tried to do it without the buffer. That's free as heck. You can actually buffer inputs in this game. Even from unpausing the menu, if you're holding anything, it'll input it first frame possible whenever the menu's closed, and it makes semi-solid clips very free. He's been really good about doing them without the buffer, though. But that one time, he didn't. Yo, here's Nieve. She's a bear. She likes to bounce around a lot and is a pain in the butt for speedrunners. And she's gone. There's Crisis Boost and Hex Cancel, neither of which we need, so we'll reset that and we're gone. Yeah, she also has a very taunting song too that plays. Bounce, bounce. Alright, so I think he's checked everything in Aurora Palace where we have no reason to come back here, but he's gonna jump off the edge here, get one last item check, the Christmas tree. It's the pea hairpin. Merry Christmas. Not worth it to grab. You could grab it if you wanted to, but pea hairpin, meh. Yo, there's a cake over there. We can't grab that cake without slide. So the consumable items that you can buy in the shop, and you get for free actually once you reach town for the first time, you can actually find them as items in the randomizer. If you have one, they don't appear. Like if Craze had a cake on him, that would have just appeared as a blank item slot. Oh, what's he doing? He's gonna bounce off this enemy? Is that what he's trying to do? What was he doing? I don't know. So if he had the cake, it wouldn't appear, but since we haven't reached town and gotten our free cake yet, there it is. It can be actually, they respawn instantly. Any of the consumable items respawn instantly if you have 0 of them. So you can actually use that as a health farm point. You can actually use that to get like infinite cocoa bombs as well, if you happen to find those. Oh, speaking of magic types, there was Sunny Beam. I see. Yeah, that's a good point, Wacko. There's a pause menu here that you can use once you have 3 magic types. And or any items? Is that it? It's one of those two. But oh wow, that's super interesting. Yeah, if he has access to consumables actually, it's pretty funny. This is some really specific knowledge about the game, but oh wow, there's the actual carrot bombs just hanging out up there. Alright, so now he doesn't have any use of using the charge shot on the carrot's shooter because he can just drop them at his feet anytime he wants to. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, consumables actually have the added effect of resetting your vertical momentum. So you can actually use that to get a little bit further in some jumps that would normally seem not possible, but with the advanced settings that he has on right now in the randomizer, can be absolutely required. I don't know if he's going to end up going to do that, but it could be pretty funny to see. I think he's going to get out of Aquarium. There's not a whole lot more he can do. He could go through Sheena to fight her and gain access to the other side, but he's seen one of the items. There's an area transition in the bottom right of this area, but he's already seen it, and that's the only other item he could access right now. There is an additional one, but he needs slide to get it, so he can't actually do that right now. There's the quick drop bounce right there. We just kind of showcase that. It's really fun to do. Yeah, shoutouts to Wacko in chat. Here's the main dev behind the randomizer. He knows all the stuff and like just knows like specific parts of the settings. So he can actually take a peek at this item. Okay, that's what he's doing. He can't get this yet without slide. Okay, it looks like it's just a stat up potion. No need to go grab that. And here's that health up. He was just making sure what it was. He definitely saw that. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. Okay. I forgot about that free item right there. Oh, but these are fire orb blocks, so he actually can't escape this way. Alright. So I think what he might have to do, he might have to. There's a couple things at the bottom of Riverbank he can check in the bottom left, but he can actually ascend over here too, using a quick drop whirl. Oh, dude, watch this. He's gonna bounce off this bunny and clear this wall. And with carrot bombs, he doesn't need to like regulate his boost at all. He can just drop bombs as much as he wants. So this is a very large area, and there's a lot of spikes at the bottom of it, and he's just gonna tank through them all. Yeah, it won't be that much of an issue. So yeah, spike barrier too. Oh man, good thing he got spike barrier. How many eggs? He has 1 egg right now. He got the egg very early, and has not seen another one since. We have gotten a few progression items since then. We have the hammer, we have whirl, which here's what he's gonna come over here. This spider that he just accidentally killed. Okay, there's a second spider. Oh, he's leaving. Where's he going? You can actually, I think, oh, I don't know if you need... Oh, you can actually bounce off this guy, can't you? There's the gold carrot. Okay, well, that's a consumable item that heals 100% of your health. Not that useful, but it is a consumable item he can grab, so he can actually go get that amulet now. I wonder if he'll realize that. He wants to jump off this spider. He's gonna quick drop into a whirl, and there's actually a hole in the ceiling over here. Oh, but he needs amulet, doesn't he? So he can cancel his whirl, or can you actually do that without the amulet? Okay, never mind, he cleared it. Oh my gosh. Oh, can you actually do this without luring that bunny over? I'm sure you can. Eh. Yeah, Craze has played enough Randomizer, I'm sure he knows what he can and can't do. Nice. Yeah, I agree with you. Ooh, there's attack trade. Okay, this item's great. This is like the damage item if you're actually doing a speedrun of this game. It's really great. It gives you, what is it, like a 25% damage boost? It's fairly substantial at the cost of taking 50% more damage. It's extremely dangerous, but really fun. Turns you into a glass cannon. I don't know if we'll actually equip it, and it has a little less use in Randomizer because, I mean, the boss fights are all practically free, considering we have such strong attacking options straight from the start. And Craze, in fact, has the hammer, which is the best. So I don't know if we'll actually equip it. Maybe we'll equip it right here, because Ashley can actually be kind of annoying. Never mind, she's already mostly dead. You find Rabi in general hard to follow. That's okay. This game is it's fun, that's for sure. So this area, oh my god, there's a car. Oh god, don't get run over, bunny. So that area has the Evernight black background that we saw in Ravine earlier. Without that color on it, it looks all sorts of weird. But it had the background from Warp Destination instead, which also gives you the cars. It's one of my favorite backgrounds to get, because you just get cars. Which they actually make a lot of noise too when you're playing this. Oh wow, can he make this? Whoa! Oh heck yeah he can. He had a lot of room for error there. And it's nothing. It's putting attack trait on. Oh, so here's a funny glitch you can do that will take me longer to explain than is actually performed. In any kind of mini-boss encounter like that one, if you pause the game and then go to your load menu and hover over load spot like 4 or anything past it, if you unpause and beat a single enemy, it counts the encounter as defeated. It's a very strange glitch, and it just completely destroys those mini-boss encounters, those PRC ambush events or whatever. There's a good couple of those, and that trick will get you past them almost immediately. So this is strange. He's gonna come over here and check the hammer roll item location, but he will actually be able to get it. I don't know, I feel like every time I come here I actually can't get that item. But he's already equipped to grab it. Not gonna recruit Saya. Nope. I don't know why anyone would ever do that. I think he's already been down here. I don't think there's anything new he can actually do in this area, but I think he has to come around here to grab the warp. Oh wait, no, he can actually grab this item in the dark room, can't he? No. Oh, the enemies are on the other side of the wall, actually, aren't they? Maybe? I'm trying to remember the layout of that room. There's a giant wall in the way, I know, but I don't know which side. There's enemies in that room too. I don't remember which side of the room they're actually on. Nope. Nope. So, oh, he's gonna bounce off this guy just to see what this item is up here. He won't be able to grab it without slide. Just a man up. Okay. So, yeah, as Wacko mentioned in chat, the Sassini boss fight actually gates a lot of stuff. Which she can have some pretty weird constraints in front of the boss room door. I didn't get a peek at what it was. I didn't get a good look at what was in the way of her boss fight this time. I think it was just a large gap. Oh, there's a fire orb block in the way. Okay. Well, since he's beaten Green Cotree, can't he go over there and... Oh, but he's still in Chapter 0. No, he can't. Okay. Because there's a story event that adds a spring to where you can get up to the Sassini boss fight. But I don't think that triggers in Chapter 0. So he can't actually do that. He's gonna go up here to grab the amulet. What is he gonna do with this? Yeah, World Bonk cancels for sure, but I'm just trying to think of where he would actually go to use it. So this will be pretty funny. He's gonna use the golden carrot to cancel his momentum at the very top of his jump, and he'll barely be able to reach this. I love it, dude. Oh, wow. Alright, so now he has amulets. What the amulet does is it makes you invincible to damage for about a second. You can see the charge of the amulet in the lower left of the screen. Right above Arina's head, there's a little orb that's filling up. Once that's full, you can use the amulet once. But in Randomizer, if you have some tricky tricks on, it can be fairly useful. Oh, he's coming up. He's going to come up through the bottom of Night Forest and use the carrot shooter to blow it open. So the amulet actually completely stops your momentum. So if you're whirling, usually if you're whirling in midair, you can't like wall jump or anything. But if you use the amulet, you cancel that whirl state, and then after that, you can do wall jumps. So that's what he's going to do here. He's going to bounce off this guy, he's going to amulet, and that's going to let him wall jump up here. He's going to use the carrot shooter to blow this open from the bottom, and now he has access to the night forest. Wow, that's crazy. So there's an example of carrot shooter still being useful even after you have carrot bombs. Carrot bombs would not do that. Only the boost of the shooter would actually give you access to that. There's an item in this room. You can't really see. Okay, there's nothing there. He's gonna go fight Auron over here, who is guarding an item. You would typically be able to see it. Is that the light orb? That's a pretty funny spot for the light orb. Now all the dark rooms are light, which is pretty funny that he had to go through all these dark rooms to get it. Yeah, again, boss fights, nothing in Rando. Alright, nothing there. But he has the light orb now, so we can actually see these giant bunnies and mushrooms that are here. So, is this going to be his access in the town? Yes, giant bunny. They're huge, dude. It's great. Yeah, this is going to be how he's going to... Oh, gosh. He'll be fine here, right? As long as you just defeat one enemy and then reload the room. Alright, triggering that mini-boss fight from the other side is very strange. You can have some unfortunate things happen. Yeah, he's heading towards Plurkwood. Oh, yep, he's not getting through here. Wait, can you do this with boost? Oh no, this should not go high enough. If he jumped up that left side right there, I'm pointing at it, you can't see it. If he jumped up that left side, would Ribbon go slightly higher in order to reach that? Oh, he's just gonna... No, I don't think you can jump that. Not without air dash. There's no way. Can he actually... He's gonna keep trying, which is fine. I would love to see him actually make this if it's possible. This looks like an air dash only constraint, but I'm not positive if it is or not. Wait, was he gonna bounce off that mushroom? I think he wanted to whirl off that mushroom. Oh my gosh, come on. Craze. Your name is very appropriate right now. He's not gonna catch it. Oh no! I wanted him to do this. There's no way that this is in logic right now. I think he's gonna try to boost again. Oh, nope, he's back. Here comes the mushroom. Oh, he hit it! He hit it, but it was just a tad too low. I think he's gone. Oh no. Oh, this is so funny. If he can make this though, and still have access to Plurkwood, that's his town access. And having access to town would be pretty great. We could actually get into Chapter 1 finally. Oh, this might be... Jesus Christ, dude. Grace, what are you doing? Oh, he tagged the autosave. Never mind, he's fine. I thought he just jumped right off, just to prove he could do it. No, there's an item right down there. He doesn't want it, I guess. He's so proud of himself, he doesn't care. He's just going right to Plurkwood. Oh, that's typical of Craze. You might have seen that strange contraption there on the top left of that room. That's not there in the base game. That simulates the P hairpin item. so we can actually have it randomized. We actually did see it earlier. It was on the Christmas tree. That little contraption up there just kind of simulates the P hairpin gift reward. You can't get that until you've beaten KK Bunny, I think. I don't have the sound on. Is Bounce Bounce really playing? Oh my gosh. Oh, in it? Okay, I turned it on. It's slow bounce bounce. This background here, the computer room in laboratory, puts a slow on the music slightly. Amazing. Yeah, wherever this background ends up, it actually slows down the music. It's pretty funny. Is that Headless Dog shooting a bone? Yes, that is a meaty bone. One of the mascots of Clerk. And they are adorable. Super Carrot. Oh gosh, there's water in this room. Okay, so the water is really funny because it follows you as you're climbing up. Oh, here's the boss. You can actually use the mini. Oh wait, I am a little bit. I don't know if I'm actually ahead or behind on the screen a little bit, but no one said anything, so hopefully it's fine. Yeah, you can actually perform the mini boss glitch on the cats here, so you only have to beat one of them rather than having to beat both of them together. So here's the water chasing him up the tower. Oh gosh, hurry, bunny! It's coming for you. Yeah, good thing it also goes down. It has no function in like the game. There's no penalty. There's nothing happens. It's just a background effect that just happens to follow you. It's really funny. But we've actually had some pretty funny scenarios where this has occurred. There's an item near like the start of the game. Oh, here's something cool you can do with Carrot Shooter. You can just skip that entire area. There's an area near the start of the game in Spectral Cave where you can jump down to see an item early, and if that background happens to be on that screen, you actually can't see the item at all. It's completely obscured by the water there. And I remember a couple of us during that seed, it was at the very end, we had no idea where to go, and it just happened that all of us had gotten bamboozled by that water hiding the item. Now, the bosses are not shuffled. It's difficult to shuffle bosses because some triggers get kind of weird. We've had some possible fixes for it, but we haven't like done anything. So, unfortunately, our only access in the town was going through Plurkwood. So now we have access to the shop, whose house is missing. You just have to know where the door is. Okay, and there's no wall in front of the shop, so we can actually just access it. That little room behind Miriam there, behind the shopkeeper, that's to simulate the speed boost item that you would typically get. When you come in here and shop for the first time, Miriam gives you the speed boost, and by allowing you to just walk back there and grab it, it kind of lets the speed boost get shuffled into the pool, and it kind of simulates that. Also back there is a slide tunnel with an item behind it, which is to simulate the bunny strike item that you get by having slide. Town leads to town. Amazing. So the only way here was through Plurkwood. So there's a couple triggers we have to hit. There's our... Craze just walked over through town there to hit the trigger to activate Chapter 1. Finally, we're in Chapter 1 of the game. We're 3 town members now. He can't do The only reason to advance chapter now would be to chapter. I think it's chapter. Is it chapter 2 or chapter 3? Lets you buy additional upgrades in the shop. One of those would be the. Yo, there's an egg. There's egg number 2. Nice. The yeah, chapter 3, the same chapter where you have access to system interior. That gives you access to more items in the shop. But chapter 1, or to get any of those extra areas unlocked, you also need to recruit Sassini, which we can't do until we have the Fire Orb. So while he could recruit town members and increase chapters right now, there's really no reason to until we can actually get Sassini unlocked. So, but it is possible that, never mind, he could actually increase chapter just to be able to buy additional items from the shop, which he might have to do, because if he can upgrade roll, he can zip with it, and that could definitely be required. So, but he's coming down to Cocoa Cave to check out the couple items that are down here. Just one more over here, the charge ring spot, with nothing, so never mind, we can just reset here. Would you need to advance chapter 2 to use the computer to get to Assistant? The Assistant computer is in the same spot it always is. So you will need Sassini in order to get to Lab, and then you would need to be in chapter 3 in order for her to give you the story quest to get into System Interior. That's how that will work out. Oh, well, I'm glad Crazy's showing this off here. There's a little door here that's like at the very start of the game. What this door is for, it's to reactivate that little fight there that story teleports you to beach. That's the only reason that's there, because this might be your only way into beach. And if you, say, didn't tag the warp your first time here or something, or maybe couldn't tag the warp, then you wouldn't be able to get back there. So we have to add that additional trigger in right there to reactivate that story warp. So he is doing the chapter 2 transition fight right now, which is already over. And now he's going to do the chapter 3 one. Looks like he has the idea to go buy the hammer roll upgrades. This one's going to look a little weird. He's going to fight these nerds. And then he's going to run around and bounce off some more nerds. And the sound's going to be weird because the background is the system computer again. Yeah, nerds in a computer lab, who would have thought? And he's going to absolutely destroy this Alias fight because she has very little health. And hopefully he won't hurt Ribbon too much, because if you destroy that Ribbon right there too quickly, the game just doesn't load back up, and you have to force close the game. Alright, so now that we're in chapter 3, we can buy our upgrades. He's going to do a little glitch here. If you turn off an item in the menu, it's at severely reduced cost. So you can just upgrade it for like the price of nothing. If you want to do, we could upgrade Speed Boost right there too. And look how fast that is. Hammer Roll level 3 movement is the fastest in the game. Unfortunately, it just takes so much of your SP that it's really difficult to use properly. Oh, he already did Speed Boost upgrade. Alright, thank you. So this will let him zip now in a couple places to get through slide tunnels. Only slide tunnels that are to the right of him are applicable, so he won't be able to do all of them. Looks like he's taking the warp back to Plurkwood. He's gonna perform the zip over here. Wait, does this zip over here actually work? I don't know. There is a slide tunnel over here. Oh, yep, sure does. We're through. So, zipping this way is actually extremely easy to do. You hammer roll. You jump in your hammer roll, you wait for like one or two, or like one drain, one tick of SP to drain from arena. You can see the SP bar at the bottom there. And then you let go of hammer roll and you hold jump. That's it. That's all you have to do, and you will zip right through these barriers. Just jump off the B there to get back over here. So yeah, he actually can get over here, can't he? Because what is that? That was really difficult for me to see with this background. Was that wall jump maybe? Is that air dash? Oh baby. Alright, so air dash is, it's not the fastest form of movement. Hammer roll is, but hammer roll is so awkward to use that air dash is the best form of movement in the game. He'll have to go upgrade it first before he's going to use it for movement, but... And there's Bunny Strike! Wow. We don't have slide yet, so he can't actually use that. But man, there's a lot of crap up there. That might have been wall jump down there in that hole. I think he could zip in and grab that item, but he couldn't zip out, so there's really no reason to go get that. Alright, he's going to immediately go upgrade air dash. And equip it so we can save some money upgrading it. His money's okay. Alright, now you're going to see some flying bunnies. There we go. Happy Easter, everyone. I guess I can do the whole spiel. Welcome to our Easter egg hunt, our Easter edition of Rabi-Ribi Randomizer. He can jump up there now, can't he? With air dash power? Actually, he can just bounce off the ferry too, I think, but... Oh yeah, he's totally gonna do that. Yeah, Merry Easter. Happy... Merry Bunmas, everyone. Crazy is doing a nice bunny-themed Easter egg hunt for us. We have 2 of the 5 eggs we're looking for. This is a weird bounce to do, but... Oh, don't jump too high, because that'll reset the enemy location. Oh, this should be good. Oh, gosh. Oh, no! I think he amulet. He did amulet a little too late there. Alright. So, just a couple item checks up here. I love that room. Amulet just destroys all these enemies. I think he checked the one down that hole earlier, so he doesn't need to go down there quite yet. Oh, but there's one more right here. Yo! Ho ho ho! There's air jump. Alright, so now Bunny has a double jump. So now we are going sky high, and he can actually immediately put that to use because the item over here needs it. We are on 2 eggs right now. We're getting not too many locations left, I believe. So he should probably find the last 3 fairly rapidly. And I think with that air jump, he might be... slide is like the only movement item we do not have. And oh my gosh, look how fast that is. And I am starting to really question if we actually need to find it. It is a little funny that we still don't have the fire orb. The fire orb would unlock so much. So much in very few places. So it would be great to find that. Because that'll unlock lab, which in turn will unlock system interior. Oh, it's not there. One more spot up here. Is this fire orb? Nope. It's red, but it ain't it. Well, that figures. Oh yeah, he didn't check the one item over here yet since entering Chapter 1. There's a spring that spawns over here in Chapter 1. But even with that spring, we still can't access Cassini because of that giant ice wall there. Nope, that isn't it. Where's he going? Oh, is he coming down? Oh, he's going to zip past this tiny, tiny slide tunnel down here. Check out the wall jump item, which is the ribbon badge, and then this item, which is the fire orb. Oh man, there it is. Alright, so this is an unfortunate spot to have an item because you have to fight Rainbow Crystal in order to get it. And, well, I guess he has Super Carrot, doesn't he? So this won't take long at all. No, that didn't. It's not taking long at all. So, you can actually, if you have a Cocoa Bomb, you can use that to instantly defeat that boss. Like, the boss doesn't exactly die as much as the door just opens and you can just walk right through here. Which is a really funny spot to actually have an item location because you get that. And then you're stuck down here. Actually, you can get out of here with air jump and dash. Can actually, yeah, we're through. We're going. Alright, so that fire orb is going to unlock the rest of the seed. One last zip to get through here, and then we are going to go fight Cassini, who is just right over here. Yep, there's where he's going. And then that'll give us access to the lab, and if we're still not done by then, we have access to System Interior as well. And I think there's one more area transition that was actually locked behind Fire Orb, wasn't there? It was that beach. Well, now that we have 6 recruits, which is unfortunate, but sometimes it just happens, you get this little side chapter here, and it's already over. You play as Rita and you kick some people, that's about it. Oh yeah, and it puts you right outside of town, instead of in town. That doesn't go to town, that goes past it. Oh gosh. I can't see a thing. Curious why he came back over here instead of just taking the other route. Oh, that's right. That's what I was going to talk about. Yeah, so Cassini has, there's a little room past her now. We were talking about story warps earlier. Well, that's a different story warp, is that Cassini puts you right outside of town. And that room back there is to give you that story trigger again to warp you to Ravine if you happen to lock yourself out of it somehow. Yeah, that stuff that everyone just said. Oh my gosh, Skybridge is on fire, and we can see it with the light orb. Oop, there's a zip. Nothing right there. Nothing right there. Dude, movement in this game is so fun once you actually have the movement items. You don't always get air dash and double jump in your rando seeds. So having them all is really great. Here's another zip right here. Nope. You actually can... There's a lot of tunnels in this game that you can zip in, but you can't zip out of. But there's an item in there. It's possible for that item in there to be slide, so you can actually escape from it. I'm pretty sure he could have got this earlier with the bonk off that dude. Well, I guess he couldn't have got the item anyway because it's a slide tunnel. curious why he's not going to lab. I would be there right away. There we go. Alright, there's the story trigger to go to Riverbank. Yeah, you have to actually hit that story trigger in town first. That's what that little green door is. I think there's like 3 story trigger warps in this game. Or that are used in Randomizer anyway. That green door right there by the warp point in town is one of them. And that's Sini's trigger that takes you to Riverbank. Yeah, a lot of... Wacko has done so much work. There's those cars, oh my gosh. Wacko has done so much work making sure that things work properly in this. It's actually pretty nuts. And even like a working constraint randomizer too. Oh no, there's water in the lab! So there's random holes in a couple of spots in here. And that water is going to cover up the holes. He's not going to go up to check. Oh, he's going to do this little... Ooh. There's actually a semi-solid right here that you can't see. But you can actually just go right down there. Gonna check that before coming up here to check out this location. What is this? This is the weekend? The weekend badge is up here? Oh, now it's an egg though. Hey, there's number 3. Is that 3 or is that 4? That is 3, okay. Yep, there is a bomb tunnel there. Oh, there's a zip. The picture over here. That zip is weird. It just sends you like straight down. Here's Rainbow Maid. She typically doesn't have much health, so she's gone already. So we're coming up on the slide location down here, which is pretty infamous. There's actually a what is that? That's not slide, is it? No, it's just an attack hope. It's always half buried under the crystal, so I can never truly see what that is. Alright, well there's the quest to unlock System Interior, so actually he can go right back there and go to System Interior now. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, that slide is actually a pretty infamous area in the randomizer because in the base game you can actually there's a save point down there. So we actually had to remove that save point for the randomizer because if you save down there, it's extremely possible you do not have a means to get out. So there's actually a couple saves and auto saves that are just gone to prevent soft locks in situations like that. Oh, this trick is always really fun to do. Getting up the water tower here. There's so many weird ways of doing this. He's trying to... If you come in at a specific angle, these potato enemies will still be there. But if you if you come over to the screen like directly above them, they despawn. It's so weird. Can you actually get this right now without... Oh my gosh. Oh, he didn't get the wall jump. I don't think that would have worked anyway. Do you actually need the wall jump item to use this method? Oh no, that ain't gonna work. It's in System Interior. Probably. Is he going to frame cancel? Yeah, he's got to use this. There's still those. Oh, yeah, he sure is. Oh, okay, you're right. It probably does need slippers, which he can't get until he has slide. Oh, this is... Yeah, he's got this. There we go. Yeah, no slide seed's funny. I haven't had a seed where I, like, had to use hammer roll in a long time. Oh, I think we can just barely make that, but we're gonna go around, alright. Yeah, bunny whirl seeds are really fun. I love the movement with like air dash and bunny whirl. It's really fun. Oh, He did the zip into the frame cancel cave there, but it was not slide. It would have had to have been slide for him to be able to keep whatever item was in there. What hasn't he done in Icy Summit? There's the item... Oh, the golden carrot item in the very top left. Yep, that's where he's going. Without slippers, this is kind of weird. He's gonna have to bounce off these guys. Off these bunnies. Woohoo. It's one of my favorite things to do in the Tim TM speedrun route is doing Nixie skip like that. Oh, that doesn't slide, I think. Go to system interior. No, it's fine. He's cleaning up everything before going into system interior. I think system interior does have some spots where you absolutely have to have slide, and he's probably just trying to make sure he gets it before having to like double dip that area. But I think he's just gonna go reverse Nixie, no Nixie, featuring Nixie. Right, that's the name of the skip. Alright, so here we go. Here's system interior. Let's see what background we get here. Whoa, God! Whoa! This is what it looks like inside your computer. You can make really good use of the mini-boss glitch on that fight right there, because even with having tons of attack power, you still have to wait for like 8 enemies there. This is the warp zone inside your PC right now. Oh my gosh. I love the transparent like walls in this so you can see the entire thing always. Oh, there's the Cocoa Bomb down there. He's not gonna get it though. Oh, what music is playing? Let me turn the sound on. Oh, Icy Summit's a great song. Hey, hey! Egg number 4, we are closing in on the end of our Easter egg hunt here in our Easter edition of Rabi Rando. I love the time slot that they put this game on for the marathon. It's so appropriate, even if we are going to end our Easter marathon inside a warping computer. Now there is one more item to the right here, but I think you actually need slide in order to get it. So I think that's the one item he's not going to be able. Whoa, nice landing right up there. Hey, there's our last egg. All right. Well, thanks for coming out here, everyone. We have gathered our 5 eggs. We've got our rainbow egg, and that is time. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Craze, for being our bunny. Oh, I was going to laugh if Slide was right over here. We have no idea where Slide is. I guess it was just unobtainable. Alright, I think Craze is... he's just gonna run around for now. Yeah, we're done. There's no more eggs to find, but he might still zip around. He might show off some tricks or something. As we kind of wrap up here. Yeah, Craze is a big fan of the weird tricks. It wouldn't surprise me if he just goes and does some crazy stuff. I love the hammer roll zips, dude. They're so fun. Oh no, he's going to Saya. What is he doing? Wow. I guess on Easter, no one is left behind. Is he gonna complete the game? I mean, If we have time. Oh, he's getting giant. Oh, Saya's buff that you can buy in town makes you in the giant bunny. Happy Easter, everyone. So once you get 3 town recruits, each of them like sells a buff in town. Some of them are useful, like health regen or giving enemies a defense debuff, but some of them are not so useful, such as this giant buff that only keeps you large in town. But no one is a bigger bunny than you.